I will never let anybody tell me what's possible for me, what's sustainable, what's realistic. Because if you do, and we're face to face, I will walk up to you like a grown man, a whole man, and look you in your eyes and be like, "Okay, all right," because we don't know each other, right? Um, 8 billion plus people in this world, different lived experiences, different opinions, different preferences. I would not allow anybody to tell me what's realistic for me, what's possible for me. It just doesn't work like that. Life's already tough. So I don't like none of those shenanigans, man. None of that calamity. And it happens a lot. You ever decide you want to do better in life and somebody will just find somebody to try to compare you to try to discredit your hard work? I get that a lot. Man, you're trying to be like David Goggins, man. And it used to be C.T. Fletcher, because C.T. Fletcher used to get on social media cussing you out, right? In reality, I'm just trying to be a better version of myself. And I think some people, it's just so tough to believe that that's possible that they got to start projecting that energy. And only reason I know is because I used to do it. That's the only reason. I don't. I was a bona fide hater, dude, through and through. If you was doing something I didn't want to do, or I wasn't ready to do in order to reach that goal, I gotta tear it down. I got to, partner. I got to. I'm gonna start saying newer like terms now that I'm older. I got to, Jack. Easy, slick. That's my new thing. Watch out for it. Watch out, slick. But I will let nobody tell me what's possible for me because, yeah, it was some stuff I had to overcome. And understanding that about me, the stuff that I had to overcome that was controllable, knowing that I can't control the uncontrollables, yeah, that allows me. I'm awarded the whole concept of being confident in myself. And I will never, move away from that. Yeah, I'll never let anybody tell me what's possible, what's not possible, right? You had to have been there in that situation in order for me to allow you to talk me off my square. It's not bragging. It ain't. It's just fact. It's just if you've been a certain place and you've lived a certain life and you've experienced all those emotions and the physical, mental pain of that stuff, and then you were able to turn it around, congratulations. You've developed confidence, some discipline, some commitment. But people get so mad, man, when you believe in yourself. And I'm here to tell people, don't let nobody do that to you. Like I say, I can't control the uncontrollables, but that's what some people kind of like hone in on. Fun fact, I had somebody last week that I ain't spoke to since Miss Campbell's freaking elementary school class when she said my hair was nappy. I hold on to that, boy. That lady, I didn't know. I was so young that I didn't know it was wrong until I told my mama about it. Like, she said that? But I had this person that I never really talked to. And the reason my only response was, all right, he reached out and he said, man, how that furlough life treat me? Because he knows I'm a federal employee, I guess by watching these posts. Haven't spoke to this joker in a while. That's when I realized a lot of people just hang around for you to fall off, to watch your downfall. And if that happens to you, I said if, because it don't happen to everybody, you have to use that. So when you say, man, I don't feel like working out, man, this class is tough. I might stop going to school. Starting this business is just not panning out the way I wanted to. Military transition is very overwhelming. You got to use that. Use that same energy, that same hate that people give you, and you funnel that into whatever it is you're doing, because it is the most potent source of pre-workout. I kid you not. I often share my ASVAB score, man. I do. I got a 33, and you would have thought that I won the lottery. That was the second or third time, maybe second, that I had took the ASVAB. Like any true professional, I tried to go to the Air Force first as a youngster because I heard they had the most women. Um, then I took it for the Army the first time and got a 29. and the entry score was 31. And I went back to the Army to retake it again, and they was closed, and then the Navy was open. That's how I ended up in the Navy, to be honest with you. And I gave the dude, they have it in the system, but I had a copy of that old ASVAB score. He was like, man, we got to get past this. Okay, so it was a third time because I got a 30 on the second one. And he was looking at me like, God, oh, stupid. But went and got an ASVAB book for dummies and from the library and read that and ended up getting a 33. I think personally that the Navy for me was a life hack. You know, you get access to just different benefits, VA loan and things like that. Yeah, you got to do the legwork in order to get the benefit. Like I wouldn't have, purchased my first home in 2017 and this one, 2024 last year, if my credit score was trash. You can still get by, but it's just so much in the home buying process. If your credit is big on that, right? So those benefits, the educational benefits, and my retirement. I did 20 years, but it was a life hack. But I almost didn't get in there. And one thing about the military is how I am now. That happened while I was in the military. For one, I became a man. I joined the military at 19, so I became a man to where I joined, and everything that I went through happened while in there. The reason it was a life hack because I was still getting that first and 15th paycheck, that 3 hots in the cot. And if I didn't have that, man, a lot of that stuff that I was going through, who knows what would have happened. But I was able to tap into the free education. And some people would just cast it off. And I don't care if you, my thing is, if you got access to it and it's free, take advantage of it. That's always been my spiel. But if you really think about the fact that when I first went to Long Beach City College and pretty much flamed out there, the extent from that, not thinking that I was a college student, I didn't think I was worthy of it, to later on getting my doctorate. That space in between, do you realize how daunting that can be? Not thinking you're a good enough college student to take a college class to, doing a dissertation, game changer. I got some people that think that I come on here and I do these to brag, to show off, man. That's the bravado of, man, this is what I'm doing and you can't do it. No, you got to know me personally and know I don't care who you are. If you've wronged me, I stay away from you physically. Like, you tried to play me back in the day. Don't go try to invite me to lunch like we're going to hang out. No, fool me once, fool me twice. But I will always share the information. I have plenty of people, unless you wrong me or I heard, because a lot of times when people want something from you, they come and tell you some stuff about what this person said and that person said. Now, if I've heard it, cool. I think that we all kind of go through things and we just project differently. So I'll still share the information with you. I'm that type of selfish person. I want you to be where I'm at, whether we're cool or not. But these are just to show people what's possible amongst everything that's going on. Like the, the gentleman reminded me, I'm furloughed right now. And it's up to me how I choose to deal with that. I'm not going to say it's the easiest thing in the world, but there are moments where I get in here, a little space, and I just get a good workout in, and I say, okay, well, hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. That's how I look at life. And I choose to control what I can control. If I can say I can go from being 300 pounds to 193 as of now, and then I prove that to myself, I'm not going to shut up about that. Why would I? Considering what's going on in America right now, and obesity and heart disease, I'm trying to remove myself from that. So I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna share. Right? I don't want to have to keep coming on social media talking about some day ones, version, whatever. I'm not trying to sound bad. I'm just saying in general. The fact that I just didn't, like, I'll bring up the college and I'll bring up certifications, even military transition. I just didn't think it was possible for me. So the fact that I was able to later do those things is just to think back, yeah, you do establish confidence. We have to, because you got to think about what's going on in the world right now, dude. Like, a lot of us are impacted about what's going on, just chaos. So the things that you can choose to change and hold on to and all that other stuff. Don't let nobody tell you what's possible for you. You can't tell me what's possible, what's sustainable. How you gonna tell me how long I can stick to something? We don't even live in the same household, right? So yeah, that's the take for today, man. I don't know if y'all noticed, I got this new gimbal. It's a little different. Look at it. Look.